position or what opinion we have about what happened in this family, there's no question. One thing we've got to all agree on, there's a lot of pain here. There's an awful lot of pain. Here to help our family deal with this difficult situation is psychotherapist and author of the book, Loving Him Without Losing Yourself, Carolyn Bouchon. Carolyn, thanks so much for being with us. You've sat, you've watched all the dynamics, and you have what to say?
Well, first of all, I have to say that I think there's a lot of abuse going on here. I think that these two boys are definitely being abused. I think that you assume when you are in a family that you can have your friends over and that there's a certain boundary that won't be crossed, especially by your mother.
Safety and trust.
Safety and trust. And so I think it is no longer a safe home for either one of these boys. And this one could move out, but this one doesn't have that option. And so there's a real problem here with that. But as far as the idea of abuse, I think it's almost child abuse for Jeremy. Everybody's against Jeremy at this point, but he's a kid too. He's a 20-year-old kid. And so even though he's a willing partner, you know, they've shown with a lot of studies that later on in life, this is probably going to damage him. What Kay needed to do at the time certainly was not kiss him back. And she needed to say this. She needed to say, look, I realize that you're attracted to me, and I'm even attracted to you, but this is inappropriate.
But let me ask you this. Is it inappropriate because of the age difference,
No.
42 and 20,
No.
or because of the best friend and the son?
Because of the best friend and the son is what makes it inappropriate. Well, and let me reword it, because what really makes it inappropriate is that she was like a role model or authority figure because she was the best friend. This is why it might end up harming Jeremy. Because she was in a position of somewhat of authority.
With my children when I was there. They never ran around with he never ran around with my children when I was there. I never even knew Jeremy until I started going to Mary's house. I mean, and even then when I started
But didn't you know they were
there,
best friends, though, Kay?
Jeffrey and Jeremy and Daniel did not run around that much together.
They were peers. They were peers, and they knew that you were Jeremy knew that you were these kids' mother. That put you in a role model authority figure position. Okay, now, so it should not have happened, but it did, and it's already happened. So now it's how do we clean it up?
How do you clean it up?
Not only that, me and Jeremy did run around quite a bit.
But not when you were I was going over there. You hardly ever went
Whatever.
back over there.
You were in the position of he knew you were the mother. He knew you were his best friend's mother. He knew that. That was the role that you had. Okay, in cleaning it up, here's the situation. It's like we can't now turn to this couple who've been together for 2 years, like the audience has said, and just
break them
you
up.
guys break it up. We can't do that at this point. Okay, it's an ongoing relationship. But what does have to happen is the respect issue. What I suggest, which you're probably not going to want to do, is that you move Jeremy out. That he move into his own place. The two of you do not end the relationship, but you also do not flaunt it in front of your sons.
He doesn't have a job. He can't.
You keep boundaries. This is the most boundaryless family I've ever seen. Well, him keeping a job is his problem and his issue. I'm telling a mother what she needs to do to be healthy as a mother with her sons and continue to date her younger boyfriend. That's what she needs to do.
In defense of Kate, though, I would like to say that Kate has never had safe and trust in her own home either. Growing up as a child too,
But the pattern has to be broken
Right,
somewhere.
it does.
So she needs some help in being able to provide that for her son.
And that is not an excuse for her, but I'm saying that the pattern, that's how the pattern started with her.
Okay.
And I agree. And
you understand that
right,
about
and
her.
I love her, and that's one reason why I wanted her to get help, because
Then
I
let's
want
get you some
everybody to
help to be
healthy.
able to set boundaries and provide a safe environment and still have a life with a man that you love and have fun. Have both, but don't harm your children while you do
Right,
it.
and I want my nephews to be happy, because I don't want this cycle to continue on with them. I want it to stop here. I want them, when they're adults, to have healthy relationships.
Carol, what about Daniel? I mean, the youngest in this group, who's still in the house, who still watches Jeremy and Mom going to bed together.
He's in the worst position of anyone here. He has no power. He is a child living at home with no power.
So what do you say to him?
Well, what I do say to him, though, both of you boys, I'm really concerned about the fact that there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of hurt, and when Rolonda says, be angry, speak up, you don't. That's what needs to happen more than anything. Your mother said she didn't really know how you felt. You need to be telling her on a regular basis, I do not like this, I want him out of here. If not, I'll stay in my room, I'm not going to agree with this. And you need to keep letting her know that you want a change. That doesn't mean she'll give it to you, but if you don't speak up, she thinks everything's okay. And the same with you. I mean, you have spoken up, but you need to set some boundaries. Now, this is, like I said, a very boundaryless family, but you can set some boundaries and say, I will not be around you when he is there, and I want some alone time with you, Mother. I want you to spend some time with me, have lunch with Jeremy out of the picture.
Well, as far as Danny's concerned, I figured everything was all right because he was living at his dad's and he wanted to come back and live with us. So
That doesn't mean he likes the situation, but you're not speaking up enough. I'm concerned about them needing to talk and express their anger.
Okay, let's continue this conversation. Audience, we'll see what you think about what's been said. We'll be right back in a minute. I'll start right with you when we get back down. Okay.